Good morning, dear students. I am glad to see you. Let's start our lesson, and I think it will be very interesting and useful for you. Today's our new theme is about Culture Corner, the man who invented the net. Please be ready for the lesson. And at the end of our lesson, you will be ready to write arguments for and against of using internet. At first, I want to introduce learning objectives. 10.4.3 Skim a range of lengthy text with speed to identify content meriting closer reading on a range of general and curricular topics. 10.4.2 Understand specific information and detail in extended text on a range of familiar general and curricular topics and some unfamiliar topics. 10.5.2 Use a growing range of vocabulary which is appropriate to topic and genre and which is spelled accurately. 10.3.2 Ask and respond to complex questions to get information about a wide range of general and curricular topics. 10.5.6 Write coherently at text level using a variety of connectors on a range of familiar general and curricular topics. Assessment criteria. Skim the extended text to identify the general information. Use vocabulary related to Culture Corner, the man who invented the net. Discuss the topic and answer the questions. Make up a dialogue on topic. Use grammatically correct sentences to exchange views on topic. Before beginning our lesson, we will checking up the home task. Your home task was, in your own words, narrate the story of Newton's discovery of gravity. Let's start our lesson from the discussion on the theme Internet. What do you know about the invention of the Internet? And now, take your books and copybooks and write down today's date and the theme of our lesson. Let's begin our theme with introducing the new words.
Known as. Be known as. Known as. Be known as.
Add. Add. Browser. Browser.
Calculate. Calculate.
Come up with something. Come up with something.
Commonly. Commonly.
Creation. Creation.
Generation. Generation.
Go to. Go to.
Initial. Initial.
Night. Night.
Massive. Massive.
Picture. Picture.
Service. Service.
Take something for granted. Take something for granted.
Tend to. Tend to.
Please write down these new words in your copybook with their translations. And now go to page number 16, and this is our text. This text is about the man who invented the net. Please watch the video.
The man who invented the net. Nowadays, we take going online and searching the net for granted. It has replaced the library as the go-to source of information and is the place where we shop, do business, and communicate over social media. Yet we tend to forget that this is a fairly recent invention that appeared little more than a generation ago. It also seems strange that we have one man to thank for the net. That man is Tim Berners-Lee. Berners-Lee was born in London, England, on the 8th of June 1955. He studied physics at Oxford University and after graduation worked as an engineer and software writer. In 1980, he started working for the European Organisation for Nuclear Research, more commonly known as CERN. It was at CERN that he first came up with hypertext, a system that would allow users in a company to share information. Later, he would develop this idea to allow users to share information over computer networks worldwide. It was this system that would eventually become famous as the World Wide Web, with the initials www. Berners-Lee went on to develop the first browser. And on the 6th of August, 1991, the first website went online. It is difficult to calculate, but there are now hundreds of millions of active websites, and more are being added daily. His work will go down in the history of science as one of the most important achievements of the 20th century.
Task number 1. You have to read the text again and fill in the gaps 1 to 10 with an appropriate word. Check yourself. Task number 2. Write true or false next to the sentences. Check yourself. Task number 3. In this exercise, you have to complete and fill in these phrases with the words history, important, do, famous, source, study, media, known. Check yourself. Task number 4. Skim the text to understand what this text is about. Task number 5. Answer the questions. The first, why is the internet so popular? The second, what do you use the internet for? The third, how will the internet change our lives in the future? Suggested answer key. Task number 6. Match the sentences. Task number 7. Choose one of the topics below, discuss and make up a dialogue. Task number 8. You have to write arguments for and against of using internet. Summing up. Write down the words that you have remembered on topic Culture Corner, the man who invented the net. Make up sentences using these words. Home task. Find information about an invention, development that came from your country. Descriptors. A learner skims a range of lengthy texts to identify content, expresses ideas clearly and provide arguments to justify them, uses vocabulary related to Culture Corner, the man who invented the net, identifies true and false statements appropriately, completes the gaps with suitable words, uses grammatically correct sentences, makes up a dialogue. The lesson is over. Thank you for the lesson. Goodbye. See you later.